Guys and gals, welcome to English 212 on Stylistics and Literary Criticism. Stylistics is the study and interpretation of texts from a linguistic perspective. As a discipline, it links literary criticism and linguistics. Thus, we have stylistic analysis in linguistics, which pertains to the identification of patterns of usage in speech and writing, and stylistic analysis in literary studies, which is usually made for commenting on the quality and meaning of a text. For instance, in analyzing prose and poetry, the main thrust is focused with the stylistic features and elements of literary texts in order to comment on the textuality's quality and meaning. The style used, either literary or non-literary, the narrative effect that the writer or the speaker wishes to communicate to his audience, the use of dialogue, the description of scenes, the evaluative judgment about the nature and the quality of the work, the way the lines are arranged by the poet, the features of passages and the manner of speaking of the characters, the use of lexical categories, the grammatical features, the figures of speech and other devices, the content and cohesion, which would exemplify and unto one part of a text is being linked and carefully examined, the internal organization of the text, whether it contains logical or other links between sentences by the use of coordinating conjunctions or linking adverbials and other more. Now, questions. What is the purpose of stylistics? Plain and simple, Simpson in 2004 exemplified it to comment linguistic analysis with literary criticism. This can be done by expanding the literary intuitiveness of linguists and by expanding the linguistic observation and knowledge of critics. Who were the founding fathers of stylistics? According to research, the founding fathers of stylistics were Leo Spitzer and Dumitru Karakoscha. How is stylistics used in linguistics? Well, stylistics aims to account for how texts project meaning, how readers construct meaning, and why readers respond to texts the way that they do. It studies how individuals make language choices in different situations for different purposes. Now, another question. What about stylistics as used in literary criticism? The method of literary criticism is foremost a close reading that concentrates on formal aspects such as rhythm, meter, theme, imagery, metaphor, other figures of speech and rhetorical devices, and appeals on logos, pathos, ethos, kairos, which may also include idioms. The interpretation of a text in a corpus of a literature, either prose or poetry, would show that these aspects serve to support the structure of meaning within the text as previously evidenced. Now, what about the significance of taking stylistics as a subject and or a course? Pedagogical stylistics analysis examines the language of literature at both the sentence level and the whole text. Consequently, learners of this course would develop awareness of the connection between language and literature. Another question, um, what is the importance of taking literary criticism as a subject and or a course? Well, it helps us to understand the relationship between the authors, readers, and the literary texts. Now, the act of literary criticism on the description, analysis, interpretation, including the assessment of the corpus, will ultimately enhance the enjoyment of our reading of the literary work. Through literary criticism, one explores the human condition and analyzes how and why people think and feel to things surrounding and affecting him. Indeed, one would learn a lot of human passions realistically expressed in real life situations. Thus, he makes a judgment of the work's worth or value. Another question: could there be some stylistic variations in societal situations? Yes, there could be, and they are known as registers in linguistics. Nordquist in 2018 exemplified that a register is defined as the way a writer and or speaker uses the language differently in different societal situations and circumstances. Think about the words you choose, your tone of voice, even your body language. You probably behave differently chatting with a friend than you would at a formal dinner party or during a job interview. These variations in formality is also called stylistic variation, which is known as register in linguistics, and so in written forms of literature. Determined by such factors as social circumstances, context, purpose, and audience, they are marked by a variety of specialized vocabulary and turns of phrases, colloquialism, and the use of jargon, and a difference of intonation and pace. Used in all forms of communication, including written, spoken, and signed, depending on grammar, syntax, and tone, the stylistic variations and or registers in linguistics may extremely be rigid if not very intimate in both literary and non-literary texts. Final question. What is the role of stylistic in society? Well, stylistics empowers us to become critical readers by developing rigorous techniques of linguistic analysis. Academically, stylistics sits as or at the interface between and among many other disciplines, including literary studies, linguistics, history, politics, sociology, and even in psychology. True tutors can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and implant the seed and love of learning. Please thumb off the notification bell below to support this channel and keep track of our superb and substantive tutorials which will be uploaded soon. Thank you for watching.
Bye.